Good morning to one and all.
Okay. Okay. Uh, தெரியுறேன் நானு. Like, okay. 1 minute. I'll get my earphones. One. Okay. Thank you. ஹலோ. எஸ். பண்றேன் நானு. கேக்குதுங்களா?
Good morning to one and all. On behalf of Research and Development Cell, Institutional Innovation Cell, I welcome our chief guest, Line Prabhu Naren, IPR consultant and head, Intellectual Property Rights and Technology Development, Division of Gagnet, Financial and Legal Consultant. I welcome our principal ma'am, Dr. K. Chitra, our faculty members, heads of the department, R&D coordinator, IIC coordinators and members, student coordinators and members, research scholars of various disciplines. Now I request Dr. Renuga to introduce our chief guest.
Thank you, Dr. Nicola. A pleasant morning to one and all. It gives me immense pleasure and privilege introducing our resource person, Lion Prabhu Nare, IPR consultant, director and head, intellectual property rights and technology development, division of Cabinet Financial Legal Consultants, LLC. He also holds, sir.
Hello.
Sir, should I wait, sir? Wait for a minute. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. It is not audible.
You are not able to hear, sir.
Hello. Yeah, I think there's a lag in speech. Hello. You hear me, madam? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, just mute your mic till it completes so that you will not get it. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Nicola. It gives me immense pleasure and privilege in introducing our resource person, Lion S. Prabhakaran, IPR consultant, director and head, intellectual property rights and technology development, division of Gagnon Financial and Legal Consultant. He also holds a directorship position in Boyas Bioprocess India Private Limited, Coimbatore, which is an agro-based company. He has done wide research in integrative biology and started a cosmetic-based company, Agathika Herbal Oil. Harry has done his post-graduation in the field of biotechnology in the year 2007. He has started his career as a research apprentice in vinegar production company, and in the year 2009, he joined PhD College of Technology as junior research fellow under NTF ICMR project. From the year 2012 to 2015, he served as an IP analyst in Center for Intellectual Property Rights, Anna University, Chennai. His expertise includes patent drafting, provisional and complete specifications, claims construction, patent cooperation treaty, TCT filing, response and rejoinder to first examination reports from Indian Patent Office, patent prior art searches, patent analysis, patent landscape. He also provides patent validity opinion and freedom to operate with female design patents, copyrights, and trademarks. Currently, he is associated with FDMA School as an official patent coordinator, Center for Applied Research and Studies, which is initiated under Atal Tinkering Lab under NITI Aayog scheme, Government of India. He has been chosen as an official IPR trademark facilitator under Startup India scheme initiated by Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. And he is also an IPR advisor for Bhaktavatshalam Memorial College for Women, Chennai, and Saraswati Vidya Bhavan College, Pharmacy, Mumbai. He is also a research and IPR mentor for Humane Designing and Innovation Company. He is Vice President for Lions Club of Coimbatore Consultant, District 324 B1. He has also addressed and delivered lectures to several colleges in order to create awareness on IPR, patents, and technology transfer to students and faculty. He has also addressed forums like Odisha, Coimbatore, NAQR, Chennai chapter on the topic Concepts of Trademark in India for Business Consortium. With this brief introduction, I once again welcome and I hand over the session to Mr. Prabhu Nari. Welcome, you, sir. So the session is
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Thanks a lot for giving a excellent introduction about me here. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, you're audible. You can
okay.
start.
So, as ma'am said, I'm Prabhu Naren. I'm an IPR consultant from Gagnon Financial Legal Consultant, and I am very happy to meet all young minds of India, our nation. So I'm happy to be here, and I also thank our honorable principal, Dr. K. Chitra, the respectable IAC coordinator, Dr. Jayanti, and respectable R&D coordinator, Dr. Mehala, and the respectable IPR coordinator, Dr. Renuka, for arranging, and the management for giving me this opportunity to present in front of the great minds of Coimbatore. So initially when I was given this topic, the IPR components, identifying the IPR components at the early stage, that was a topic was given to me. When the topic was given to me, I was really, literally, blown away after seeing that, because identify the copies. See, generally we all know, most of us are aware of IPR. We know what IPR is all about. We would have heard about it. We would have learnt about it. We would have attended a lot of lectures about the IPRs. But still, when and how to file the IPR, where to apply for the IPR, at what stage we need to go for IPR. So that is the need of the hour, I think, and this is the wonderful topic which is given to me. So I think it's the right time. We'll get into our presentation. I hope my slides are visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Slides are visible.
Okay. 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 Before starting, though we know it's everybody know about the IPR, it is much necessary to know the basics about the IPR before understanding better on the components to identify. So let's start. See, anyhow, it's our custom to always start with the basics, and mostly it is very important. It is very important to know the basics, because if it's something like the tables or the numbers for mathematics. Likewise, only when you understand the basics of IPR, you can very well, in the later stage, you can very well understand how we are going to apply this IPR, at what stage we need to require this IPR. Okay. This is a common question. If I ask you, like, what is intellectual property rights? And everybody knows, like, intellectual property rights, it's IP protection. But this intellectual property rights, to understand this intellectual property rights, first we need to understand what is property is. See, generally, for consider, like, I'm Prabhu Naren, I go get a car. So it's my property. What I do, I own the car. To own a car, what I do is I go register somewhere in the registration department, something like an RTO, or I have a house, I buy a house. To own the property, what I do, I go and register my property in an authority, to an authority, like the registration department. Likewise, so the intellectual property, it is a property created from your intellect. And to have the exclusive ownership of your creation, you need to go and register your property in a respective authority, to the respective authority, which is nothing but IP office, intellectual property office. And the statement here, the definition here states, like, intellectual property lies as an exclusive rights granted to the creator of an IP to enjoy the ownership of the creation after legal registration.
Sir?
Yes?
You can given slideshow, sir. Screen slides. Slideshow.
1 second, but I think
okay.
You see?
Now, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's okay.
Okay. So as I said, like, intellectual property is an exclusive rights granted to the creator of IP to enjoy the ownership of the creation after legal registration. So you come out with an idea and you make it as a product or an IP. What you do is you want to own the IP, right? So what you do, you go and register to a department, you get properly registered, and the IP belongs to you. So this is called intellectual property rights. But intellectual property rights, when we consider intellectual property rights, it's a broad umbrella. No, it is a broader area. Inside the intellectual property rights, there are a lot of components like patents, trademarks, designs, copyrights, geographical indications, designs and integrated circuit and design layouts, trade secrets, plant varieties, and breeders' rights. This patents, like for the patents, there are two types of patents. Like, one is process patent and product patent, which we'll discuss later. Okay. In this intellectual property rights, though I've said, like, we have a lot of components in intellectual property rights, the most prominent parts are copyrights, patents, designs, and trademarks. And this patent, design, and trademarks are considered as industrial property because these patents, these patent, copyrights, trademarks, designs are mostly widely used for the industrial purpose rather than the common purpose. So that's the reason it is called as industrial property. The other one is called the copyrights, and these are the widely used intellectual properties. Okay. It is so here, and it is the basic requirement for the patent application. So whatever we say, we need to know the basic application of the patent application, because the patent is out of all the intellectual property component, the patent is most widely used IPR. To understand the basics, we need to know, like, there are the components like novelty, non-obviousness inventive step, capable of industrial application, and patentable subject matter. Okay. So these are the 4 basic criteria for patenting. So I'm telling you this because when your invention you come out with an invention, you file an invention to the patent office. The patent examiner, what they do, first thing what they do is, like, they'll see through all these criteria. Only when your invention qualifies all these criteria, your patent will be eligible for registration. So generally, I'm sure that you would have aware of like all these 4 criteria. But what is novelty? What is inventive step? What is capable of industrial application? And what are the patentable subject matters are very important. Let us go a little deeper into it to understand about things like novelty. Generally, we say what is novelty? Novelty is nothing but it is anything is new. Your invention, your creation should be new, and the invention should not be in the public domain in India or elsewhere. So this is what they claim it as novelty. Okay, it should not be in the public domain in India or elsewhere. See, any IP, either it is patent or trademark, you file it, you get registration only in India. That is regional specific. You file the patent, you'll get the patent granted only in India, and you need to get patent somewhere away from India. You have to go to the country, you have to get granted there. But when novelty is considered, what they look for is like they look for the public domain in worldwide public domain. Even if the similar concept is available in any island, something like if it is in Fiji Island, then you will not get patent granted in India. It will be questioned under the criteria novelty. Okay. So we hear like it should not be in a public domain in India and elsewhere. And then what is that public domain? We commonly say it is in a public domain. There is an explanation for complete public domain as well. Public domain which includes like anything which is in a written form. Your invention is already in a written form or by oral communication. For instance, like as ma'am said, I also own a company called Agastya Herbal Hair Oil, wherein we do research and we have come out with hair oil products. This hair oil contains a lot of ingredients which has been told traditionally, and it's one part like it has been told traditionally, which means, and it has been orally communicated. So if I seek a patent protection for my hair oil, I think I don't get patent granted because it is there in the public domain. It is in the oral communication. Similarly, if it is something in a written form, it is said it is there in the written form. So you cannot claim a patent for that. The novelty is lost. And similarly, like something, your invention is it has been displayed already, or it is there in the public, it has been used by the public, it is in existence. And the publication of invention in scientific journals and presentation in a conference. If you have come out with an invention, consider, and the same invention has been published in the journal before, not by you, by somebody, some other person, and or it has been presented in a conference, then again it is considered as it is in the public domain. So that is the reason why generally we advise to the inventors, to the researchers, that if you want to protect your invention, first go for patent filing, then you can have a publications, journal publications. Even we suggest them not to go for dissertation, because in dissertation what we do is like you are orally communicating your invention in front of the learned scholars, right? You're expressing all it, and again that your document, your invention is documented and kept in the repositories or libraries. So which means that it has come to the public domain. So that is the reason why we generally advise the researchers to go for patent first and the publication later. But again, if you have already filed and you are the inventor and you yourself you have filed in any of published in any journals, and government has given you 12 months of time, within the date of filing publication, within the 12 months time, you can go for patent application. The third is, the other one is like, if it is the concept, if it is in the commerce, if it is in the trade, or it's displays the similar concept, if it is displayed in the catalogs of any company, even then it is considered as a public domain. There is a landmark case, like I just wanted to quote here, which is like the Neyveli Ceramics and Refractories Limited versus Hindustan Sanitary Ware and Industries Limited. It was held from the court, it was said from the court that even the disclosure to one person of the features claimed, and earlier, see what it says is like, even if your invention is said to a single person, even if it is said to a single person, it is said like your invention is out, your invention is in the public domain. So we should be very cautious when you work with a patent, when you wanted to go for a patent, when you come out with some intellect ideas. First case, what we suggest them is to go for patent filing, at least provisionally. Then you can work on the invention. And again, about the provisional filing and complete specification, I'll tell you later. The second very important criteria, the basic criteria, is inventive step. Inventive step means a feature of an invention that involves technical advancement as compared to the existing knowledge. See, we come out with an idea. Mostly that the problem, we'll find some problem, we'll come out with an idea, and somebody would have addressed the problem earlier. Our solution should be technically advanced to the earlier found findings, or it should have economic significance, like it should be economically valuable. That's cost effectively. You should come out with a product which is very much cost effective, time effective, and more technical effectiveness it should have. Or it should be non-obvious. See, any invention, the person skilled in that particular area should feel that, yes, obviously this is an invention. He should, that kind of feeling should be given. Recently I read somewhere, an inventor, he came out with an invention like a big kind of hand, prosthetic hand, wherein you can insert your hands inside. That invention was found to scratch the nose. I don't know why that kind of invention has come out. It's a very frivolous. It is really frivolous. So the invention should be obvious for the skilled person in that particular area and should have some value. So these are considered as the inventive step. And some examples of what may not qualify as an inventive step. Okay, what I said, like inventive step should have the technical advancement, right? It should be technically superior than the earlier products. Whereas generally, see, these are the criteria we generally come across. Mere change in sizes. What they do is like the size of the product, we increase the size of the product and seek for the protection, ask for the protection. No, that will be questioned under technical inventive step. Making the product portable. Again, this is a size matters. Like the product would be very big, and now what I do is like I just make it a smaller product, unless or until if there is any technical involvement is there. For instance, there was a bigger size hard disks. Now it has become very small, but it is not so easy to bring down the size of the hard disk. So some technical part would have involved in that. So for that particular reason, so that is called inventive step. Maybe if that such kind of inventive step is available, then you can seek patent protection for the novel process, right? But again, other than that, just reducing sizes or increasing sizes or changing the sizes doesn't give you the satisfy the inventive step part. Then reversal of parts, like you just reverse the parts, you just misplace the parts and you come out with a new invention, say that it's a new invention, and it is not considered as the new invention. Again, the change of material. You just replace the material, as I said, like reversal parts, just replacement of material. For instance, like nowadays the cycling has become a very passion sport. I see a lot of people cycling. And you see, like earlier days, like cycling was cycle material was made from the steel. Now it's been replaced with aluminum 6061 material, which is an aircraft material. But you consider, like you think, like when you just replace the steel with 6061 aluminum, do you think it is inventive? It is novel? Does it have any patent value? No, not much. So just change of material doesn't fetch you any patent protection. And mere substitution by an equivalent part or a function, this commonly happens with the from chemistry patents. Like you just substitute with some isomers or substitute with the other similar compound, which doesn't give you any difference in the result. No incremental results or any significant cost reduction in cost. With just the same value get, but what the inventor has done, he has changed the component or substituted one part with the other part. So thereby there is no inventive step. So these are the major criteria which doesn't qualify to become inventive. The third is very important. It is called capable of industrial application. For any invention, for that matter, it will have definitely it will have industrial application. I sure. So invention shall be taken to be capable of industrial application and granted patent only if it can be made or used in any kind of industry. So this is the definition given. So I say like the invention should hold industrial application. Then what is it industrial application? Holding the industrial application, what is that? Which is that the product, the invention, what comes out should be doable. You should be able to do it. For instance, I don't know it's a correct example, but still we would have learned in our school days like a Carnot cycle, which yields the ETA efficiency, 100% efficiency, which is not practically possible. If I come out with an product, consider I have invented something which yields, I claim that it yields 100%, but it is not practically doable. I cannot do it. Then that kind of invention is not considered. And similarly, it can be used at least in one field of activity. So it should have some field of area, should have some activity area to classify at least. So only then it is considered as an industrial application. The third most important thing is like this innovative product should be capable of repeating it. Okay, so can we reproduce with the same characteristics as many times as necessary? The repeatability should be there. That is the most important consideration when capable of industrial application is taken into account. See, again, let me explain with my own product. The Agasthica herbal hair oil, which I said earlier, so other part of my business. So the research was started 10 years back. What we did is like we started with the hair dye. So we wanted to come out with complete natural hair dye, wherein we couldn't bring the hair dye till now. It was a little struggle for us. So one of the byproduct was the hair oil. So we came out with the hair oil, which was excellently working, and so we went into the market for the hair oil, and still we are working on the hair dye. But the problem with the hair dye is like we varied the hair dye, but the problem was the repeatability. So what happens is like first time you get a kind of result. When second or third time you use the same product, like you don't get the same results. There was little difference in the results, which means it does not have industrial application. And if I seek a patent protection for such product, I don't think I get a patent protection because the product should have consecutive same characters anytime, any number of time I try it. So this is very important for the capable of industrial application. And the fourth most important thing, which is under the coverage of examiners, are inventions not patentable, which is much discussed in the section 3 of Indian Patent Act. So there are a lot of lists of conditions wherein you cannot have a patent protected. The condition 1 is any invention. If you come out with an invention, and if that invention is frivolous, as I said earlier, if it is a frivolous, which is kind of useless invention or against natural laws, then that invention will not get a patent. Something like I have a perpetual mission or a mission which keeps levitating, some invention which keeps levitating always around the clock without any external energy. So that is against the natural law, against the gravitational force. See, if any invention comes like that, it is we are rewriting the science. If the science is rewritten, obviously law will be rewritten. If law is rewritten, and my next slide, I'll rewrite my next slide with stating the rewritten law. And the second part is like contrary to the law, morality, or injurious to the public health. The other one here, the law is like government law. If any invention which is against the law of government or morality or it is injurious to the public health, then that invention will not be granted. For instance, like this, the COVID situation, like pandemic situation, if I come out with an invention which were similar to the COVID, I also have come out with an organism which causes damage to the public health. No, I will not get patent granted for that. Or an invention which automatically, consider an invention is there, which automatically identify my vengeance or my emotions, and it goes find my enemy, it kills them and destroys the machine automatically destroys it, get destroyed. So you think I get a patent for that? No. So it is all against the morality. It is against the law. It is against the public. It is injurious to the public. These kind of inventions will not be entertained. Next, the mere discovery of scientific principles or abstract theory or living being or non-living being occurring in nature. See, consider like there's for us, we keep saying like Amazon, like consider or Kolimale. I find an organism or a plant or animal which is very new. It's not known to the people, and I was the first to find it. So it is a discovery. So it's not an invention. So I cannot claim patent for that. Similarly, mere discovery, scientific principles or abstract theories, you cannot have a patent. That is the reason why the mathematicians don't get patents. It's all their findings. It's all their principles, theories. Similarly, discovery of new form or new property or new uses of known substances for which you cannot have a patent. Like one has invented a pet pen, which can let it be the fountain pen, which has got fountain pen has got very great functionality. So it can write on paper. So that is the invention. So what I do is like I take the pen and I write it on the wall and say, this is my invention because it can write on the wall. The inventor has not claimed for writing the pen on wall. So now I claim for writing the pen on wall. No, I'll not get patent for that because the same property, there is no invention is there. There is no inventive step. There is no novelty in that. The third is like the mere admixture of substance, like salt and water. And what I do is like I mix a salt and water. I say salt water. That is my invention. If that is the condition, somebody will come and say sugar and water, sugar water, and we all can have a patent. Something paper and mix paper water. So no. So just mere admixture of two things, without any inventive step, as I said earlier, you cannot claim a patent for that. And mere arrangement or rearrangement or duplication of known substances. Similar example with the pen and rubber. There's a pen, there's a rubber. One person, what he do? He mixed the both, rearranges both pen and rubber together, and I claim a patent. No. And similarly, agriculture or horticulture methods. You have any method to grow agriculture, horticulture, then you cannot have a patent for that. Any process of treating human beings, animals to render free from diseases. So process of treating, it is not the drug. For drugs, you can have a patent. The method of treating the human beings for which you cannot have a patent. And similarly, plants, animals on the whole, or the part thereof, like some parts of that, except microorganism, you cannot have a patent. But microorganisms, if you have some, and if you claim it as a new organism, then you have to deposit in the ID, International Depository Authority, which we'll see later. And similarly, mathematical business models, mental act or game plan or a computer program, you cannot have a patent. See, consider I have a game plan or I have a game method. Let it be Dhoni. Dhoni has got a helicopter shot. And if he gets patent for the helicopter shot, and I play gully cricket, and I do 10 helicopter shots, and Dhoni comes and say, no, you have played 10 helicopter shots. Per shot, you have to pay me 10,000 rupees. Give me 1 lakh rupee. No, it's not possible, right? It's not functional. And similarly, the computer program as such, you cannot have a patent for it. The computer program, you can have a copyright protection, but not the patent protection in India. But computer program coupled with some a device having a technical character, then you can have for the whole product, you can have a patent. Similarly, the copyrighted materials, songs, literatures, catalogs, company details. No, you can have a copyright protected for that, but not the patent. And presentation of informations, like what I'm doing right now, it's in presentation, and for this I can have a copyright protection but not the patent. Similarly, topography of integrated circuits, you have IC design, and for which you can have a integrated design circuit layout protection but not a patent. And traditionally known components, as I said, my product, Augustic herbal hair oil, we have a lot of traditionally known product ingredients in that, Ayurvedic ingredients, which was told traditionally. So I cannot have a patent protection for that, because it is questioned. It will be questioned under the section 3P. Okay, now we understood like what are the basic criteria to be considered before applying for a patent. Now there are types of patents. That this is also a basic part. Types of patents, like first the patent is, we say it is ordinary application, then conventional application, PCT application, patent of addition, divisional application. Here, the ordinary application is the application wherein you go and file your application in India, you seek a patent protection in India. The applicant can be an individual or a company or a group of people or a large entity or a person or entity together, or their assignees or their legal representatives, whoever. The conventional application and PCT application is an international, I would say like it is an international application, wherein the conventional application is like once you file application in India, within 12 months from the date of filing, which is called priority date. The priority date, the term is very important. The date when you first file your invention is called priority date. So when you, that is in your native country. So the 12 months from the priority, within the 12 months from the priority date, you have to go to the foreign countries, country of your interest, you can go and file it. So if it is in conventional application, you can specifically go to the countries of your interest and file an application. Whereas if the PCT application, consider you have an invention, like you have a market in different countries, but I cannot go run to every country and I cannot have a patent filed there. So what, there is a single window system called PCT application, which is very cost effective and time effective as well. So what there you can do is like you have more than 146, 152 countries join in there, like it is a treaty. So what one single application will automatically will be booked in all the countries registered there. More than 146 countries. So and you get, in most of the cases, you get 31 months from the date of filing, that's from the priority date, and you can choose, you can do a market research, market evaluation, you can find your exact location wherein your product grows much. Then you can choose at the 31st month, you can choose the country and you can go for the further proceedings. You can do your further proceedings there. And patent of addition. Okay, I have filed a patent, but later on, I just found that I have got some modification, some improvement, without not disturbing the scope of the invention, not changing the originality of the invention. I have just little more improvements to that. Will I be able to add to that? Yes, I am allowed to take those improvements, add those improvements to my existing patents. There's another provision called like divisional application. So patent, generally we say like unity of invention, one patent, one invention. When sometimes what we do is like we'll couple of inventions, we put it in a single patent when we go for application. So department within authority, they find, if they find that there are multiple inventions in under one application, they ask us to go for divisional application, which means you get divided and you further it is applied. But again, the priority will be the same as the first application. Okay, so provisional application, as I said, if invention is in a concept stage for seeking priority date. Okay, now I've come out with an invention, but I need a lot of time. I need a time to make it possible happening. But I doubt like many people around me are working on the same invention. I want to seek my protection. I want to go first file my protection. In that case, what I could do is like I can go to the authority, say that I would like to file provisionally, and you can file it provisionally, wherein you have to provide the basic knowledge of the invention, okay, the essential features of the invention, but you don't have to mention The claims are the important part in the patent document. So without the claims, because only when you complete your invention, you'll come to know what you are going to claim. So in provisional specification, without claims or diagrams, you can file just the idea of your invention. You can go and file it. You get the priority date for that. You get an application number as well. Okay. Within the 12 months from the priority date or from the date of filing your provisional application, you have to file your complete specification. This complete specification is nothing but your complete detail, complete know-how, complete information about your invention, the complete claims, what you would like to claim. And the complete specification is it's something like it's a draft. Filing a complete specification, filing a complete, it's nothing but it's a draft. In the draft, you have these are the parts of the draft, wherein the claims are very important. Where you claim that there is where you are going to claim your invention. You are seeking protection for your invention. The novelties is put in here in the claim section. Only what you claim here, only for that you get patent granted. But the other parts should support this claim. All the information or enablement or the process of doing so, the know-how, everything should be provided in the disclosure. And from that, you can claim your novelty and protection. Okay. It is, we have seen the basics of IPR, but it is the it's correct time to talk about our topic. What is the early stage of invention? Generally, if I ask this question, I don't know what answer I would get, but mostly the early stage of invention is idea. Anybody you get an idea, that is the first phase of your invention. You get an idea. This idea, only when this idea evolves, it evolves to a patent, it evolves to a product, right? So once you get an idea, what is the first thing we need to do? Is the first thing to qualify the idea. I get an idea. Okay, I have an idea. What I should do is any entrepreneur for that matter, researchers like you, or any R&D person, if they get an idea, the first thing what they should do is they have to document it. You have to pen it down. You have to write it down, your ideas. Only when you start writing down your ideas, you'll come to know a lot of connected ideas to that. Your ideas grows. You'll get particular ideas. You get a lot of chain of ideas. Okay, now I've got an idea. The next question is, what kind of problem that idea solves? So that is very important. You should know the problem. And for this particular problem, this idea solves. Okay, I have a problem. Very good, super. And I solve the problem. My idea solves this problem. So fantastic. Now you can solve the problem. But okay, how effective is that idea in solving a problem? Solving the problem is different, but it should be effective, right? This is where the inventive steps comes in. Only if there is an effective technical effectiveness, that is good enough. Or else, finding a solution, bringing out this steam engine in this era is not going to fetch even money, or there is no point doing it. So the earlier invention, you should know the earlier invention, what was the solution for that particular problem, and how my solution, my idea is different from that the earlier solutions. How it is better than that. The next, is the idea better than many existing ideas? Yes, you should find the betterment. How better? So that gives you the idea, what is the strength of your invention, your ideas. And finally, so now you have an idea, and you know the problem, and you know how to solve the problem with your idea, and now you know the better concepts than the earlier inventions. Okay, so now ideas in some full form. Now the final thing is how you make your idea come true. If it is a product, you should make it. This is what we call as a doctrine of enablement. With some components, with some elements, you make the product. If it is a process, but again, the element and the process of making that particular product, you have to frame that. Once it is all done, yes, now the complete idea is done. Now your product is ready. I mean, at least at the writing stage. You are now in the preliminary level. right? The product's ready. Okay, it has got inventive step. Now I understand. But the other question is novelty. We should check for the novelty here. And the basic thing what we can do is like we can do a patent search. Search when we say patent search, there are a lot of types of searches, right from prior art search, validity search, assignee search, landscape analysis. But that is for the different occasions and different requirement. But basic for the researchers like you, see this the trick what I've told you earlier. It not only gives the idea, it is a trick to find the problem as well. The researchers like you, before starting any invention, for in the case of PhD or the inventors or R&D people, once they get an idea, when you start working like this, you will get a complete qualified idea with inventive step. Now the thing is like you have to check the inventive step whether it is novel or not. How do we do it? As I said, we have to do a pattern search. See, there are a lot of paid search tools are available, which is it is paid, and there are also free search tools. But again, it is time consuming. It is little tedious, but still you get a lot of information about it. The most famous is Google Patents. You can make use of Google Patents. Maybe if possible, I can give you a separate lecture on patent search. But again, here, considering the time constraint, I'll just give you just heading alone. We can go to USPTO. You can do a patent search in the USPTO. You will get the information about the US patents. Google Patents, you get most of the information worldwide. European patent search, European Union, Indian patent in pass, you can get a patent from India. PIPO is a patent scope, tools called patent scope, wherein you get. Similarly, you have something in China, it's called SIPO. You have terms for Japan. So you can go to the particular country's patent site. There are tools, free search tools. You can take informations from that. But the problem here, what happens is like when you do this kind of search, the basic search, you get a lot of junk patents, lakhs of patents. We shouldn't get discouraged there. The thing is, now we know like the inventive step, our ideas new. We think our ideas new. Only when you do a patent search, we'll come to know whether it is really new or not. As I said earlier, though the patent is region specific, it is seen worldwide. Even if the invention is there in public domain in any foreign country, that will be questioned in India. You will not get patent in India. So what we need to do? We do a patent search. Find a patent search. For patent search, you need to include the keywords. That is very important. So only you should understand the concept of invention. So based on your concept, and you have to generate a keyword. Based on the keywords, you can do a patent preliminary searches available from the Google and other sites. Okay, from where do I get the concepts and from where do I get the keywords? Yes, you get the keywords from the qualifying part, which I said earlier. When you write it down, when you follow all those steps, definitely you will know the novelty part, which part to search. You will understand about the concepts. You will come to know about the technical elements used, and based on that, you can do a patent search. Okay, now I understand. Okay, only see another benefit of the patent search is like, though your invention is there in the public domain, you'll know the exact the current scenario of your invention, like what is exactly happening in the world, what kind of innovations is going on this world. So you'll come to know. Maybe if you're smart enough, you can study all the documents. You can find out the gaps. What are the gaps available? What are the white spaces there in the market? The areas where the problems are unidentified, problems are still alive. So maybe you can choose that and find a solution for that. You can come out with new solutions, new patterns for that. That is possible. And okay, so now I've got a patent. Got a complete idea about my innovation. Now it is the time to identify the component. What type of patent protection you need to go? Okay, in my case, against herbal hair oil. In my case, I have come out though. See, from after doing all these things, I came to know like all my elements, the ingredients, it is known there, traditionally known. I cannot have a patent for that. Okay, but still, what I have done, and the final product is an hair oil, and it is also there in the market, so I cannot claim a patent protection for the product. But the novelty of my product is in the process. Now I can understand my IPR component. My IPR component is process patent. Now I can go for the process patent. I can file a process patent, right? Similarly, the inventor can look for what kind of novelty they have arrived, what kind of product they have arrived. Based on that, they can go for the product patent or process patent or process by product patent, something like that. Okay, all my inventions are there in the market, but still, I have gotten aesthetically, I have different. The structurally, it is different. I have a new structure to the product. You can have a design patent for that. Okay. Now my department is into computer science. So generally we get inventions like this. Okay, some softwares, we get a software inventions wherein the software, what its software does is like it automatically finds the temperature, humidity, sun temperature, and that optimum requirement for the plants to grow, the soil texture. No, it is all done with some simple software. It manipulates it and gives the farmer or the user the idea about the complete plant. Just the software does the job. Okay, and the inventor wants to protect the software. Now he cannot protect the software under patent IPR component, for which now he has to choose the copyrights. Similarly, if you come out with a design layout, for which you can go for integrated circuit design layouts, but not the patent for that. Similarly, being in Coimbatore, no, you must be knowing it. Our agriculture university, every year, I don't remember the month exactly, but agriculture university, they conduct a program called Kisan Mela, wherein all the farmers from different part of our country comes to Coimbatore to purchase the cotton breeds. We have different types of cotton breeds. When a farmer comes out with a new breed, for which he gets protection under plant varieties and breeders' rights. That is called plant varieties and breeders' rights. But that you cannot get a patent protected under patent. I mean, IPR protection under patent. Whereas you can get that new breed of plant can be protected under the breeders' rights. So thereby you can identify your IPR component at the early stage itself. Only when you qualify your idea, first you need to get an idea. Then later you have to qualify the idea. Once you qualify your idea, go for the novelty search. So if everything passes on, you'll come to know, so where do I stand and what kind of IPR component I need to protect. Okay, I'm an entrepreneur. I've started a company, so I've got a product now. Okay, let everything's there in the market. I cannot have a IPR protection for like patent or designs or copyright protection, but still it has got a market value. I think I have. Then later on, the next stage is like you have to understand the market value. Being an entrepreneur, industrialist. So if it has got a very good market value, then you can go for it, and you can have a fantastic name for that, connecting the people, the product, and you can have protected. You can protect the name under trademarks, right? Here, since the patent is most widely spoken topic, let me end with stating the patenting process in India, so that you get better idea about patenting. The first thing is like before in the patenting process called prior art search. As I said earlier, the prior which is not mandate, but again it is advisable to do search before starting, at least before starting any research. But if not, at least going before the patent. Okay, I do a patent search. Now I understand, like I have gotten concepts, I have got an idea, but ideas cannot be protected. But still, I need time to get my idea converted to a product or a process or an end product. But still, I need a protection. I need a priority date. In that case, you can provisionally apply, as I said earlier. Within 12 months of time, you have to go and file a complete application. Once complete application is filed, your application will be published in the government journal. But for this, generally in normal situation, it takes 18 months for the publication. Until the 18 months, until the date of publication, your application will be kept secret. You'll just get an application number. Other than that, you will never get any information about your invention. And you're supposed to keep your invention with secret. But there is another option. There is a value-added service to that. That is called early publication. Since it's in a fast track methodology, wherein there's additional cost added to your application. When you pay that under a prescribed form, your application will be published within 1 month of time. But why should I need my early publication? What is the necessity to get early published? The reason is, once you're the lifetime of a patent is 20 years from the date of filing, from the date of that is prior to date. So normally a patent nowadays the patent processing are literally fast, really fast. But again, let us consider if patent to get granted, if it takes 3 to 4 years, you lose at least 4 years from their 20 years, the solid 4 years. But once the patent is published, the published patent, the applicant can treat the public patent just like the granted patent with some limitations. Again, yes, but almost they can treat the patent like a granted patent. You can go for commercialization, you can go for dissertation, you can file it, publication, like as per the user's requirement. So that is the reason why the early publication plays a role. Once you publish it, you file it, you go for early publication, 1 month of time you get published, and you can treat your patent as a granted patent. And there is another mandate condition compliances like filing for request for examination. Only when you file for request for examination, that is, it's nothing that you are requesting the examiner. What I say, you are requesting the examiner to examine your invention. Only then the department, the examiners will examine. And the time limit is like, it is 48 months from the date of priority. That is from the priority date, which is from the date of filing. And if the inventor is failed to pay, if failed to request for examination, if you file this Form 18, if he fails to do it, the invention is considered as withdrawn automatically. So once after filing a Form 18 request for examination, what if there is any objection? If there is any objection, the department will send you the first examination report, FER. Generally 6 months from the request for examination. So you get an FER. From the FER, you are supposed to give the reply to the FER within 6 months from the date of receipt. Okay, I send them a reply. If the reply is convincing, your patent will be granted. If not, patent will not be rejected. You'll be called for hearing, and you'll be given opportunity, and you'll be heard. And if the department is convinced, they'll grant your patent. If not, the patent will be rejected. But again, you have an opportunity to go for an appeal. Similarly, there's a little difference in patenting in biotechnology. All the processes are similar in biotechnology case, but if any biological materials are used, if any biological materials like microorganisms are used, then that materials should be deposited in IDA, which is called International Depository of Authority, which is there in Chandigarh. It's IMTech, and Pune we have one more depository. Or else, if it is already there in the public domain, you have taken the microorganisms which is available, and you have to get the accession code, and you have to present it in the document. Similarly, the source and geographical origin of the biological material should be disclosed in the complete specification. The complete specification should have the source of the biological material and origin from where the material has been obtained. That has to be mentioned. This is to stop taking the Indian our resources away from our country. Just like what we hear about the turmeric, all the stories. But again, now it is in the Indian control. To avoid that, the source and geographical indication has to be mentioned. And again, there is one more thing, like if any natural resources being used, like plant materials, biological materials, that before applying for patent, we need to go apply in a National Biodiversity Authority and get approved there. Or else it will be questioned in the examination report, and we have to fulfill the requirements. And again, the other processes are similar. Once after complete application is over, publication will happen. You can choose either early publication or the natural publication, which is 18 months. Then request for examination should be filed within 48 months. Even you can do it at the time of filing itself. Then again, FER, you have to reply to the FER. Patent will be granted or rejected based on your reply. And the documents required for filing an application. Any application for the patent should be filed in the Form 1. Form 2 is nothing but the provisional or complete specification. Form 3 is a statement of undertaking. That is, if you are going for a foreign application, then you have to intimate to the government that about your foreign filings. Form 5 is declaration of inventorship. You have to declare that you are the inventor. Form 9 in case of early publication. Form 18 is for request for examination. And the prior document if it is from conventional application. And power of attorney if it is through patent agent or attorney, that Form 26 has to be filed. And proof of right, it is so should be in case of a assignee, the proof of right should be filed, and in case of any deceased person, legal representative, the death certificate has to be submitted along with the proof of right. Maybe proof of right can be filed with the Form 1 as well, can be endorsed with the Form 1, or separately you can separate assignment deed you can provide. So this is the simple idea to identify your IPR component at the early stage itself. I hope you have enjoyed my lecture. Thank you. Jai Hind. Hello, madam.
Hello.
Yes,
Thank you, sir.
yes, sir.
Yes, madam. I hope
Yes,
I have finished my topic within given time, 1 hour.
Yes, sir. So thank you so much for your
Thank you.
informative speech, sir, regarding IPR and how to get an ownership for the product. We are much impressed about your hair oil product, sir. I
Oh, thank you.
assure our students will start their novelty, innovative step and industrial application. And
Please.
yes, sir. Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your informative and excellent session, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. In future, if you have any doubt regarding innovation or patent, me and also students will contact you.
Sure,
Thank
please. In case of any entrepreneurial requirement, I can suggest them. I can advise them on that.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Stop recording.